This is how I created a new model of iPhone called the iPhone Lite. It's designed to minimize distractions while keeping the useful features of a modern phone. The goal is to mimic the design and the layout of a dumb phone while still keeping the functions of a smartphone. I wanted to go back to an older phone, but I finished with this little device. It's an iPhone SE, the first generation, and I used it for a month. It's a really great device if you want to just call and do some basic stuff with it, but I saw a pattern and a mistake that a lot of people are doing when going back to an older phone or a dumb phone. Everyone, and I really mean it, everyone that is going back to a dumb phone will come back to use a smartphone. And this is a thing that I also did it with this phone. I used this little device for 1 month, and after that I went back to my 12 mini. And I think it's pretty obvious why. We live in 2025, checking at the airport, going to restaurants, even going to Disneyland. You can't go there without a smartphone. You need to scan QR codes to enter the Disneyland. You need to download their app, which is a thing that we all enjoy doing. So it's really difficult to go in today's world without a smartphone. We simply need it, because this is the world we live in right now. As I said earlier this year, I did a 1 month challenge to minimize my screen time. I went from 5 hours a day to just almost 1 hour with this little device, and it was an okay experience. It was not something incredible. It's still a smartphone and it's still updated until iOS 15. I think I used it on 13 to not rely that much on a charger and to keep the performance reasonable. After that experiment, I went back to my 12 mini, which is almost the same size as this SE, and gosh, the difference on the technology is really amazing. Like, the 12 mini have such a great display comparing to this little device. You can go back and to live with something like that, of course, but I don't really recommend it. Technology is really amazing and you should really use it in a way that is really productive, and you shouldn't put yourself in places where you need to do a lot of workarounds to just use this phone. Some limitations that I found in this phone are the banking apps. I couldn't just manage my money because everything is now on the apps. Paying with my cell phone, even if this has Apple Pay, I can't use it because the majority of banking apps here in Europe are using the iOS 16 and this one has 15. These were some drawbacks that didn't really made me live with it for the rest of this year, or I don't know how much time. So I thought myself that the best dumb phone that you can have in 2025, it's your current smartphone, but with some gimmicks that I will show it to you right now. I personally use an iPhone, so this will be the focus of the video, but even if you have an Android, you can do it as well. So the first thing I did was to erase everything from my phone, erase the pictures, erase everything, and I mean making it fresh. If you have important stuff on your phone, you can just copy on your PC or on your iCloud or Google Drive and it will be fine. After that I set it up, and the first thing I did was to install the basic apps that I really needed. In my case were the banking apps, some second-hand market apps. That's why I have Facebook installed. I don't really stay on Facebook, but I use the marketplace, so I don't think it's really a bad thing to have this in your phone if you use it accordingly. I think my email, my Discord and my Facebook are enough to use on my phone. So yeah, after I installed all these apps, of course I signed in, and the key here is to close all the notifications on your phone. Nothing. Maybe your money thing if you want, your cash apps, your banking apps, but other than that, nothing. You don't need anything that would disturb you while you are working or while you are having a nice time offline. You want to access these apps in a modern way, in a fast way. That's why I think using a modern smartphone is the best for this, because on this device it will take some time to verify email or send some messages. It's good to have a way to do all this kind of stuff fast, but only when you want to do that or only when you need to do it. So turn off everything that is unnecessary. If you leave everything on default, even the pictures app want to send you notifications. It's crazy. You don't need that. Turn it off right now. So when you open my phone, you see that it's pretty empty, and that's because I want to use only the stuff that I really want to, like to call people, to listen to music, to make some pictures and notes. So everything else, it's on the second page. tucked in folders. So if I want to check Facebook or something, to see even the marketplace, I need to put some effort, and of course I don't really want to do it pretty often. And I lower my screen time in this way. I don't use widgets. I don't want to clutter my desktop, my homepage. I don't use any funky fresh customizations. I only like the idea of having a blurry background. That's a nice thing that Apple did on these settings. But other than that, it's pretty simple. It's like a dumb phone while having a smartphone in your hand. If you want a modern phone to do it, I definitely recommend the iPhone 12 or 13 mini. It's a shame that people don't really want small phones again. I think the iPhone 16e, it's called, would have been a great killer to be small like these phones. I mean, it's 5.4 inches. It's enough to be a phone. You know, you can do it also on a big phones, but there is one thing that it's an idea that I keep talk about it. If a phone is bigger, if a screen is bigger, your screen time will be bigger as well. It's a correlation that is studied, and it's definitely a thing. That's why I stay on the mini iPhones. I think they're great machines. They have fairly good cameras and they're up to date. They're only 5 years old now, so they still have a long time to live in our lives. So yeah, that's the video. If you want to buy a dumb phone, you can do it, of course. But I think first try at least to dumbify your smartphone. That's the best thing that you can start. And if you are getting used to it and you don't really feel like staying on it a lot, buy a dumb phone if you really have the cash to do it. If you don't, you can just live with this completely, because it's not the device itself. It can be an iPhone 16 Pro Max with 2 terabytes of storage, but it's the way that you are using the device. You don't really need to spend more cash on something to stay less on the technology. You can do it yourself with the device that you are already having. So yeah, if you have any ideas or stories on how you lowered your screen time, you can of course write a comment. I do this kind of videos to only express myself, and I want to promote movements, or not movements, it sounds too serious, but I want to promote ideas that can be productive and can really, in the realest way, help you. No courses, no cash investments, nothing. Just your time to watch these kind of videos, and your energy to implement and modify your life in a way that it can really help you out. So yeah,